did I pick Modi's India as a because I genuinely believe that Modi's India is different from its predecessors. It is different in its outlook. In many ways, you can see, if you look today at the politics of India, at the representation of India, at the thinking, the parlance, the metaphors, the policies. It is in many ways the result of really 75 years of a very deep democracy, whose inclusiveness has really brought forth a leadership and a thought process that is really authentically Indian. The second is that Modi's India is actually a return to a political dispensation that has a majority in parliament. And I cannot overstress to you the importance of that, because some of us are perhaps, I'd say, experienced enough to remember a time when this was a given. And then we actually, after 1989, from 1989 till 2014, we went through a period really where the idea of a majority rule was not there. And it had enormous consequences on governance, on policy. So this, I say, in a sense, as a non-partisan political science part, that a country like India, if it is to progress, if there have to be the right policies, the vision, the confidence to do all that, it is very important that the government is formed with a decisive mandate from the people. And that is one of the characteristics of Modi's India. And the third, of course, is the leadership, the vision. I think I'm in a university which saw early expressions of that vision. And the ambition. The ambition of making something very much more out of India than we had in the past. In a sense, to realize a potential that at times we ourselves perhaps did not fully understand and appreciate. So when Modi's India becomes a rising power, what does it do? I mean, you would say, okay, we are today the most populous country, we are the 5th largest economy, we are growing, maybe in a few years we'll become the 3rd largest economy. But is that all? I mean, is it automatic? I would suggest to you that that isn't the case. That the process of rising of any country, of any society, of any people actually involves expressions of talent, of technology, of articulation, of influencing, of having a voice, of having a spread, that the capabilities, and most of all, of having a personality, which means having a culture and values and civilizations that underpin. So that to me today is actually the landscape that I see as foremost. I see a country today with a vision of where it is going, with an ambition for where it is going. Building up capabilities, because without those capabilities, I will come to it later, you know, the process of rising cannot only be by diplomacy. In fact, I am the last block on that chain, that so many other things have to happen if diplomacy is really to deliver, and at the end of the day, a diplomacy of any country is as good as the capabilities of that country. So